Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to be looking at 5 JavaScript array tips and tricks. So these are useful tricks that you might not know about and they can come in handy in certain situations. So let's get started with the first one, and we're going to be looking at removing duplicates from an array. So there's many ways to do this, but one easy way is using a JavaScript set objects. So by default, sets don't allow duplicate values. So if we look at documentation for this, it says a value in the set may only occur once. It is unique in the set's collection, which means it will remove all the duplicates for you. So to show an example here, we can do const, let's go removed duplicates, and we can do an array dot from. We go new set, and passing through the duplicate array that we already have. So now, if we console log this out, we'll get the array back without the duplicates. So we get 1, 2, and 3, no duplicates in there. So it's a very short, easy way to remove duplicates. Another bonus tip for you guys is, another way to write this in a short way is to use the spread operator. And we can do new set, passing through the duplicates. And the console log is still the same, all the duplicates are removed, and just an easier way to write it. So if we move on to the next one, we're going to look at how to empty an array. Again, with this one, there's also many ways to do this. For example, you can set it to an empty array, but another thing you can do is set the array length to 0. So let's first console log this out, and we can see that we have the normal array. But if we want to empty it, we can also do the array to empty dot length equals 0. And you see now that this clears the array, similar to what would be done if you set it to an empty array. So just a nice and easy way to remove an array completely. So let's go to the third tip. We'll be looking at how to map an array without using the array.map method. So the thing here is that we're going to be using an array.from, but what some people don't know is that array.from has a secondary map function that we can use, which pretty much acts as if we were using the .map method. So to show an example of this one, we can go const the map array, and we can do array.from from this num array that we have up there. And we can pass through another secondary function that maps through each element and modifies it in some way. So in this case, what I want to happen is I want to go through each item and times the number by 2. So we can get this result right here. So just like a normal map method, the argument would be a number. And we can do number times 2. So now if we console log this out, you can see that we get the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is exactly what happened when the map function went through each element and modified it. So this is another way, instead of using the .map method, which would look like this. Instead of doing like that. So that's another way of doing the mapping an array without using .map. Moving on to the fourth one, we have reversing an array. So this one you can loop through an array yourself and reverse it using your own algorithm, but that might take a long time to do and write out. So JavaScript comes with a built-in function for this, and one easy way we can do this is with the .reverse method. So quickly, we can just use this method like this. So we just console.log the array to reverse, and we can call the .reverse method on it. So now you can see that it's console.log 1, 2, 3, 4, the reverse version of this. So very quick and easy and good to remember. So for the last tip, we're going to be looking at filling an array with .fill and .map. So in this case, Let's say I wanted to have or get an array of 10 different random numbers. So let's get started. We can do constant random numbers, which would be a new array of 10 elements. And let's say we want to fill it with a random number. So I have a function here that I created that basically just gets a random number between 0 and a number that you pass in. So if we call it here, and let's say 10 is the number between I want to get, and then console log this out. So you can see that it's filled the array with 10 elements with the random number that I passed in. But the problem here is that all the numbers in the array are all the same. They're not unique. So one way we can get around this is to, let's move this. We'll first fill it with null, and then we can map over it, chain the map function, and we can also, so we'll get the, so since we're not going through any of the elements or doing anything, we'll pass through nothing. And then we can pass through that function that we had before to get a random number. But this time, all the elements in the array, they're different numbers, so they're all unique. And for each time, it's a different set of numbers. So in this way, we're filling it, and then we're mapping over it again and returning a new array. So that's good if you want to do things like create a board, or for a game like Tic-Tac-Toe. It's very useful for creating an array with unique numbers or elements. So that's all the tips I have for today. But if you want to know more, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.